All right, what's going on, big dogs? So we all know who the Doc is, or Dr. Disrespect, if you will. He is one of the biggest streamers in the world. And some of you who are new to like the live streaming community or are just finding out who the Doc is, you'll probably think of him as just a simple YouTube streamer, but he actually is probably most known for his time over on Twitch, where during like the 2018 to 2020 time span, you could argue he was probably the best streamer in the world. And even to this day, his streams get hundreds of thousands, if not millions of views every VOD. Some of his VODs are over 12 hours long too. The guy is known for his brash personality and his character, his 80s themed character known as Dr. Disrespect. But one thing that has troubled the Doc and his community for a long time and has been known about and weighing on people's mind for the last 4 years has been his ban from Twitch. I mean, you have to think, he was probably the best streamer in the world at the time and seemed to have a pretty clean reputation outside of his cheating on his wife situation, obviously. But just one day out of the blue, Twitch permanently banned the Doc. And to this day, no one has ever found out or figured out why. It's been very hush-hush. Twitch is not exactly overly strict with their bans after all either. There has been several cases where someone has literally gotten their pink cave pounded and only gotten a 72-hour ban. So everyone obviously thought the worst, but nothing ever materialized over this ban. But today might be the start of the end to this entire mystery. So get Mystery Incorporated involved, because these allegations against the Doc are apparently revealing why he was banned in the first place, and they are not good. So a former Twitch employee known as Cody Connor just dropped 24 kills because he just dropped a nuke on the Doc when he tweeted out he got banned because he got caught sexting a minor in the then existing Twitch Whispers product. He was trying to meet up with her at TwitchCon. The powers that be could read in plain text. Case closed, gang. Holy shit. This is obviously a massive, huge accusation and has gotten everyone talking. Now, I don't personally think this guy just needs to come out of the gate, full power knockout swing, just one punch right to the Doc. But here we are. He also provides no evidence with this tweet. He doesn't back anything up. He's obviously just tweeting this out. But much like how I think the Doc really isn't able to talk about the situation, which we'll get to earlier, and how he is, or which we'll get to later, and just how he's avoided it for 4 years now, I'm sure this guy also can't openly just drop evidence or anything about this situation, especially just right on Twitter for everyone to see. So I'm sure there's some legal aspects going on behind the scenes there. Maybe he has this information, maybe he doesn't, maybe he just doesn't like the Doc. We don't know. And even to this day, he hasn't stated anything else. This is the only thing he's really dropped about the situation. But to me, it would definitely explain the ban for sure. Personally, I'm not one who's going to jump on the whole Dr. Disrespects kids and allegations like this and just believe them because all these things seem to line up, like, oh, he got banned in 2020 and nobody ever found out why, and this is something that would totally get you banned and blacklisted from everywhere. So this adds up, because we do have to remember that also back in 2020, Mixer, God rest its soul, was still a thing, and honestly was really pushing Twitch around because they had just signed and taken away Ninja and Shroud away from them. So I guess I always assumed that the Doc might have breached his contract in some way. Maybe he went to other meetings and was, hearing out other options, and he wasn't supposed to do that, and that was in his contract that if he did that, he could get banned. I always kind of assumed it was something like that, because like he ends up stating later, he did get a subsequent payout as well. Speaking of which, the Doc has actually given a few responses to this tweet and all the questions that he's probably been getting asked nonstop for the last several days. But these are really what has gotten people talking, because you'll see there are quite odd responses, to say the least. So he starts out by responding saying, "Jake, seriously, I get it. It's a hot topic, but this has been settled. No wrongdoing was acknowledged, and they paid out the whole contract." And see, the part that people are buzzing about is how he clearly doesn't just say, no, this isn't the reason I was banned. He actually got very lawyerly in his statement. So this has caught everyone off guard, I believe. Him saying nothing was acknowledged is very odd, obviously. I don't know why he can't just say, no, I did nothing wrong. saying it like this makes him sound even more guilty, even if he's not. Like, this is very guilty speak, if you want to say, like, yeah, I did this bad thing, but if we just don't acknowledge it, then everything's fine, guys. Like, that's kind of the attitude I get from it. Like, no, dude. This is something that needs to be explained, buddy. We need to know what the hell is going on. You can't just dance around an allegation that is this large. Now, I have heard of some pretty extreme cases where people can't even say like the name of the company they're contracted with. Maybe it's they're in a lawsuit with them, or even if they just work for that company and they're having like a falling out or something, or a contract dispute, something like they're not even allowed to say the name of the company. So who knows how strict this binding contract is? So we can't just take it off the table that he simply just can't say anything about it. We can't just take that off the table, especially with no evidence brought forward quite yet. But honestly, what has me thinking is this payout situation that both parties have talked about now. He still got his money, and I just can't see why Twitch would pay out money to a alleged PDF file. I don't see a reason for them to cover this up at all. And that also is a lot of people talking like, oh, did Twitch cover up this? Because if that is the case, Twitch will look worse than it already does, especially covering up sexting a minor, and especially since it was one of their biggest streamers, their biggest creators. I just can't wrap my head around it all quite yet, but hopefully more information is going to get released soon and we won't have to wait another 4 years. And the doc actually did tweet out one more time, and this tweet kind of makes me go back to my theory on his legal contract involving Twitch, because he tweets out saying, listen, I'm obviously tied to legal obligations from the settlement with Twitch, but I just need to say what I can say, because this is the fucking internet. I didn't do anything wrong. All of this has been probed and settled. Nothing illegal. No wrongdoing was found, and I was paid. Elden Ring Monday. So him saying, listen, I'm obviously, tied to legal obligations, that really makes me fall back to my theory on he probably is really just strung tight right now. He probably can't say anything about the situation that's probably in his contract. And I would bet right now he's on the phone with his lawyers trying to figure out the situation and trying to figure out what he can say, what he can't say, because this seems very strict. Now, were this to come true, were Dr. Disrespect to become Dr. Disrespect's kids, I honestly think this would hit Twitch harder than it would hit the doc. Now, obviously, the doc's career would be ruined. He would no longer be on YouTube either. And YouTube, obviously, with this whole strict contract ordeal going on, they obviously probably knew nothing about this. So I've seen people being like, oh, YouTube's covering it up too, but they obviously don't know anything about it. Maybe someone in their very high ups do. Maybe they've heard rumblings from Twitch, but I really don't believe they know anything, especially with how hush-hush both parties have been. Like, Twitch has said nothing on it. Doc has said nothing on it. He's just threatened to sue them a few times and nothing's ever come out of it. But this would really hurt Twitch. It would make me leave Twitch. Like, I stream on Twitch almost every day, and I would probably permanently move to YouTube, especially if I found out they were covering up like a legit PDF file. Like, that would suck. And it would also suck that it's the doc. Like, this is somebody I did not expect this to happen to. I also didn't expect him to cheat on his wife either back in the day, but he did that. So who knows, man? People are crazy. People are weird. And I just can't quite wrap my head around the whole situation. Hopefully on Monday, the doc will be able to answer some questions or, talk about the situation while he's playing his Elden Ring, I guess. Hopefully someone's actually able to come forward and just clear the air. But if this is a PDF file situation, I can see both parties staying pretty quiet and just hoping that this slides under the rug, because this would be really bad for both Twitch and Dr. Disrespect. But anyways, guys, that is all I got for you today. If you did enjoy the video, remember to please leave a like, comment, and of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Don't forget to check me out on all my socials. Links will be down in the description. Like I said, I'm live almost every single day over on Twitch. So come check me out over there. I'll let you guys know if I transition over to YouTube, but that'll kind of be based off of this situation. Thank you guys for your time. Thank you guys for sticking around to the end of the video. And until the next video, guys, Godspeed.